Welcome. Today, we're talking about how to convert your free keynote into paid speaking gigs. I am your host, Evolve Benton, the Speaking for Profit coach, and I am looking forward to this conversation. So, I will share my screen so that we can get into it. And let me adjust a few things here. All right, perfect. So, the reason this conversation is so important is that many of you have taken the time to most likely craft a talk, or you have a framework that you really want to share with your community and with the world, and you've done it for free. Maybe you've spoken at church or an event, but you don't know how to convert it on the other side so it's a paid opportunity. So, we're going to talk about what are some strategies you can utilize to make sure you get paid speaking gigs, but also other opportunities to make money in your business. So, do me a favor, if you're watching right now, put hashtag live in the comments. And if you're watching in the near and dear future, put hashtag replay. If you're watching and you're a part of our amazing community, the Speaking for Profit Circle, go on and put the word circle into the comments as well. We would just love to be able to highlight you. I'm so thankful that y'all are here and that we can get into today's training. And I'm really excited because we'll actually be dropping one of our new courses today called the we'll actually be dropping one of our new courses today, where we're talking about your signature talk mastery, right? So, how to put together a signature talk and some of the frameworks that we'll be talking about today. So, I see we got some folks here in the circle. Oh, we got some folks here in Canada. Great. Thank y'all so much for being here. All right, so let's get into today's training. It's going to be jam packed full of great information and really get you into the mindset of securing your next paid opportunity. So, put up a post today, right? Like, if I had to start my speaking business over again, this is the strategy that I would utilize. So, today's affirmation for our training: I have a message that will change the world. I have a message that will change the world. And I really want you to live into that energy. If you want to put it into the comments, that's great. Or if you just want to share it in the comments of this video, I really appreciate that. And it's important that we move forward with this type of affirmation, because sometimes when it comes to thinking about doing something that you've been doing as a passion project and starting to charge for it, it could be a little bit challenging. But you have a message that will change the world. So, what we'll cover today is 2 stages you can speak on for free right away, right? Like, you can do this in the next, probably like anywhere between the next week to the next month, and 5 strategies to turn free speaking into paid. And then we'll also talk about next steps for folks who are interested in learning a little bit more, and want to take that next step into some of our curriculum. So, the way I developed my story today is I moved to the Bay Area actually in 2015 with my amazing partner. And when I got there, it was extremely expensive, and I was trying to figure out how I was going to make it. So, I was looking at side gigs and opportunities everywhere from DoorDash to opportunities to get paid to speak. And I found an opportunity at a tech company. They brought me in and asked me to speak on a panel. It was particularly for Diversity Month, so it was an LGBT panel. I asked for $500 because I had no idea what to charge. And then the person said, "You need to ask for more." So I actually asked for $3,000. I got paid that, and I was hooked to this amazing business and system ever since. I've also had the opportunity to write my own book called Sir Poetry Dedicated to Boyhood and Black Queer Love. I am listed in Yahoo Finance as one of their top 10 public speaking coaches, and I am a dog parent. So if you hear them in the background, that is because they love to be on Zoom. The black dog right there, the Chihuahua, his name is Ashby, and the Yorkie's name is Marley. I've had the opportunity, y'all, to speak most of my life. Now that I actually think about it, I actually started this process in high school as a poet, speaking at like slam competitions, and moved on to be able to do it in the Bay Area and in Los Angeles and even in Canada. So shouts out to all the folks here from Canada. So it's been a really great opportunity to spread my message And one of my core messages and the core talk that I have is called Boy, Born Obviously Incredible. And it's really the foundation of it is a poem. But even from there, we've been able to put together a book and a documentary and really put together a program, a framework around gender diversity, but also how to create a space where folks who might not feel included can feel more included. So it's been an amazing journey, and I'm excited because right now I'm working on some new material and new things that I want to share with the world. But this journey and this opportunity to be a professional speaker has been really a beautiful experiences. So let's get into our curriculum for today. We're going to talk about the two stages you can speak on for free. And I see some things coming in. I have a message that will change the world. Okay, great. Thank y'all so much for putting that in there. So, two stages that you can speak on for free and that you can get started on today. This is an implementation workshop, y'all. So, if you haven't already, bring out your journal, your notebook, so that you can make the best of this time. What we know about time is that time is a resource that we don't get back. It's your most valuable resource. So I want you to show up like it is, take notes, and if you have questions, we'll have a little bit of time for Q&A as well. So the number one stage that you can speak on today, right? And you can put an initiative to be able to do that is actually conferences and events, right? So there's great opportunity for you to go to your favorite niche conference or event that's in your particular industry. And what I usually do is I'll go on Google and I'll search it and I'll search to see if the event is taking place in an area that I can go to, right? Or if I'm having something that's happening in my local area, particularly at our Chamber of Commerce or a convention center. I actually was doing some of this work earlier today because I'm looking for some more opportunity. I was like, what's happening right around my corner? The reason I look for things local first before I look a little bit broader is that most conferences and events will want you to get there on your own, but they might pay for the registration, right? So, for instance, I'm going to speak at the Black Trans Advocacy Conference in Dallas, Texas next month. They're not paying for my housing or my accommodations, but my registration to go to the event is free. So it gives you an opportunity to be in a space with decision makers, but also be able to present your work. We're going to talk a little bit later about what you can do when you're able to present your work to turn it into a paid opportunity. But conferences, summits, and events are a great space to get started. The one thing I want to share is that I will go into more detail about this. Look, speaking at a conference in May, congratulations, Rodamy. I will go into more detail about this in the new course that I'm dropping, the Signature Talk Mastery course. And that course is actually going to be in our school community. If you go to www.school.com/wealthy speaker/about, if you head over there, that is where you can find the information. And let me grab the link really quickly so I can put it in the chat. We're going to be dropping that course today, right? So that's happening in the next hour or so. If you're watching this in the replay, most likely you're watching it in the circle, which is great because we will not be keeping this replay up longer than 24 hours. So if you are watching the replay and you're like, you know what, Evolve, I'm going to want to go back to this and I'm actually going to want more information, I would suggest that you join the circle. It is free, a free community, and it gives you an opportunity to get access to this training today, but also the full course, which is the Signature Talk Mastery. And that course is really framed to help you create one signature talk and get paid for it repeatedly. So it's building sustainability in your business. So I go into how and where you can find conferences and events to actually submit to and how to submit in that course. We're not going to go into that today. All right. Someone else said they're speaking in May as well. Congratulations. Great. So plenty of y'all are speaking. So now I'm going to give y'all something that y'all can use when you go speak, right? Let's talk about that. So this is the first stage, right? The first stage. The second thing that you can do to create like a stage is create your own stage. Create your own virtual stage, which is what I'm doing here with you all today. And I love the platform that I'm utilizing, y'all. It's called StreamYard. It's such a great platform and gives us an opportunity to really get to know one another, right? You all are able to share in the chat. I can see your faces on YouTube. It also streams to multiple platforms. So right now I'm going live on Facebook, in my Facebook community, LinkedIn, and also on YouTube. And if you're interested, you can also go live as well on Instagram. I'm not doing that today. It takes some tech stuff in the back end, which is great, but this is a great starting point. So you can create your own stream, go live on YouTube, create your own stage, set up your equipment, set up your slides, and present. And this is another way. You could do this quicker than even a conference, right? Because you got to submit to the conference and they got to get back to you. You got to get your stuff, you got to show up, right? So there's pros and cons to both. If you're like, you know what, I got an audience or I don't, I just want to speak to people, don't wait for someone to invite you to the stage. You can create your own virtual stage. Now, what often comes up is usually now I start to get questions about what type of camera do I need? How do you set up a StreamYard? How do you get connected? All that detail and information is in our new course, the Signature Talk Mastery. So if you're watching this right now within the circle, you're going to continue to go through the modules and you'll see more information about how to reach out to conferences and events and also how to create your own stage. If you're watching live right now, I would suggest that you go on and join by going to this link here so that you can have access to this course. Well, I'll go into detail about how to set up your stream, how to set it up on StreamYard, what is the equipment that you need, and as questions start to come in from the community, I'll even create different micro trainings to be able to support you to make this a better experience. Whether you are speaking at a conference or you're speaking on your own stage, it's important that you think about how is that going to convert into something that's paid. So let's get into that conversation. Before we get into that, I just want to see in the comments if this conversation thus far is helpful. If it's helping you and you are putting down what I'm giving out, just going to put the word money in the comments if it's helping you today for you to start thinking about, okay, I've got a signature talk, or you're going to join the circle and learn how to put one together. And now you know 2 stages that you can go deliver for free. If this is helpful and you have an understanding around this, put money into the comments. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Okay, great. Glad to hear. So now that we know, right, 2 places that we can create a stage, let's talk about how we can leverage that to get paid, right? So we're talking about 5 strategies to turn free speaking into paid opportunities, right? And let me play this little video for y'all. Y'all say I can see him because I love this video. This is my mood all day, y'all. Wait, we got to get it all through. Yes, this is my mood all day, y'all. I want to throw the money up. I'm trying to collect the bag. I know y'all are too. So one of the first things that you want to do is you want to utilize a tool that I love called Talkadot. Y'all, Talkadot is one of my favorite tools. And I'm actually going to share my screen so I could share with you what you get from Talkadot when you utilize it. But let me share with you first what Talkadot is and why it's so important and how this funnel works. You go to pay. No, you go to speak, right, at a conference or you create your own stage. These are the quickest ways to get on a stage. Maybe you also have an opportunity to get on the stage because you got a homie that hosts an event, an open mic, whatever it is. You go and speak at these stages. And then what you're going to do is you're going to create your account on Talkadot. I'm going to walk you through and show you what you get on the back end. Once you create that account, Talkadot is going to give you a QR code or they're going to give you a link that you can share with participants that showed up to your talk, right? So you give them a QR code, they click it, you give them a link and they get a link to the survey. Now that's great because that survey is going to ask them questions that's going to give you feedback about your presentation, that's going to make you a better communicator, and also that's going to give you testimonials. And that's what we need as speakers and consultants. We need social proof. So you use that. But the other thing that it's going to give you is a list of people to follow up with because in the Talkadot survey, they ask really special questions like, do you want to pay Rotimi to speak? Do you want to pay Patty to speak? Do you want to pay Evolve to speak? Do you have an opportunity? Do you have an event coming up? And based off of their answers, Talkadot is going to give you a leads list of people to follow up with so that you can get a paid opportunity. So it's great because you give them one survey, they complete that, and from that, you're going to get a bunch of information. So let me share with you and show you an example. I spoke at this event last year, right? And I had an opportunity to get feedback, right? 13 responses, 100% of them found it valuable. 100% of them said they want to hear me speak again. Uh, Attendees also found the session engaging, inspiring, relevant, and interactive. And then I have all these amazing testimonials that I can use on my website or that I can share out with social media, right? So that's the first step. It gives me the credibility, but I can also take this report and share it. I could share it with the event organizer, with a conference event leader that I met, and say, hey, people really enjoyed this. I would love to do it at another event. Are there some other opportunities that are coming up? Or can I get paid to do it at the conference next year? Right? You can also use this when you're going live virtually from your audience to see if there's folks in your audience who would like to bring you in because you're speaking about a particular topic that helps them solve a problem. So you're going to get this when they fill out the QR code, you're going to share it at your event. This is what you're going to get on the back end. But then you're also going to get a list of leads that you can follow up with, right? And remember, I said if it's a hot lead, it's going to be hot. If it's a warm lead, it's going to be warm, right? If it's cold, it's going to be cold. And it'll show you here. You'll also get referrals. Some people might say that they're not the person, but they want to refer you to someone. You'll get that. You'll get email opt ins. All those folks you can add to your email. And this just continues to build a relationship with decision makers so that you can continue to grow your business. It's pretty easy to set up Talkadot. But what I've done is I've put an exclusive training on how to set it up and how to use it within the Speaking for Profit Circle and within the Signature Talk Mastery course that's dropping today. So if you want more detail on how to set that up, then you're going to want to join us in the circle. The other thing is that I have a promo code that allows you to get Talkadot Pro for 30 days. And Talkadot Pro is great because it gives you more aspects to the actual system, including being able to send out a follow-up email that's set up automatically when people fill out the survey, and also being able to connect a lead magnet to it as well. Now, let's say after 30 days, you're like, I don't want Talkadot Pro. That's fine. You can always downgrade, but you can try it out. That QR code is also going to be put into the circle and into the course that's dropping today. For folks who are already in the circle, going to put circle into the comments. I want you all to know that that is going to be available in the next 15 to 20 minutes. So you'll get a message from my amazing team member, Michaela, asking you if you got the course. And I would love for you to get started today so that we can give you a little bit more information. Okay, great. So that's the number one thing I would do. I would go speak, give them that Talkadot link or survey, get the feedback, and then use that to get into more conversations with decision makers. The second thing, that you can do to turn a free opportunity into a paid one is to give away a gift. Give away a gift, y'all. Right? This is a great way to continue to build relationships. So some of the things that I've given away, right, at events have been opportunities to maybe get a one-on-one call with me, opportunities for me to do an audit for them, whether it's DEI or even LinkedIn now, because that's what I do for business professionals. So what can you give away for free that allows people to feel like they're getting value? This also helps with affiliate marketing, right? Like in my course, it's going to be free, but you also all are going to get aspects that of technology that I love for a discount. And if you decide to keep it, I get a kickback as an affiliate, right? And the same for you. You can utilize that same strategy. Is it something that you love that you already utilize that you don't have to deliver or do any labor on? All you got to do is share the link and you can share that with your audience. So that's the second way to get paid from an event. The third way is to have a digital product or aspect where people can take the next step. And this works perfect with Talkadot. Let's say you say, hey, y'all, if you complete this Talkadot, I'm going to send you a copy of my ebook on the back end so that you can learn more about my topic. So they complete the survey, they get an email that prompts them to download the ebook, and then they get maybe a few emails later on that tells them more about your paid digital product, right? Which could be a course or could be a coaching program or could be a masterclass or workshop that you are selling to your audience. So you give them a digital product that's going to get them in a micro commitment, something that's free like an ebook, and then you build relationship with them through email to sell them that digital product. But you're using the free stage to do that. Now we want to be careful because some stages that we're on, they will tell you to not sell. So if they tell you not to sell, don't sell, but still grab the data using Talkadot. But if they say you have a permission to give things to the audience, then that's great. Go for it. The fourth way that you're going to turn that free into paid is through your merchandise. And often when we start to think about merchandise, you always start thinking about literal merch. Like right now, I have on a Speaking for Profit sweatshirt, right? Pull up. It's very nice. It's comfortable. It's like considered my uniform. I love wearing it. And for folks who are in the Speaking for Profit circle, or if you're here from the academy, if you're here from the academy, go on and put the word academy in the comments. Y'all will get access to our Speaking for Profit bookstore and our student store very soon, which will be like a list of books that we love and also our merchandise if you want to purchase it. You can have merchandise, right, that has your actual logo on it, or it could be merchandise that is things that you really enjoy, right? Like maybe there's a microphone that you love to use, or maybe there's like, a really good product for your skin that you love. So it doesn't have to be literally the things that you created, but you could point people to that direction as long as you're going to get a kickback. Now, this is different from affiliate because affiliate is like, I want you to think about it. It's pretty much like a product or a service. Merchandise is actually something that's a little bit more tangible that you're going to be selling, right? And that could be things that you get print on demand. It could be candles, it could be notebooks, it could be so much journals. So really think about your brand and what you want to provide for the audience. But that's something else that you can sell, which I consider icing on the cake. And then the fifth way to turn your free into paid is through books. And what I love about books in particular, y'all, is that it gives an opportunity for us to make extra money, but also for us to advertise. I literally have a book that gets brought up here and there from folks in community. And it's so exciting when people realize that, oh, that's you. You're the person who wrote this book. And it also adds value to the experience. This is also something that you can leverage when you're leveraging a paid opportunity. You could say, hey, I'll come in and speak for 90 minutes, and I'll also include 50 books for the audience. And that could be a part of your packaging. But if you are attempting to turn them into paid, a lot of times people who come to conferences or events, or even who are watching you live, they haven't paid you yet. They're doing this experience for free. But in order to show you love and appreciation, they'll most likely purchase books from you, which is really great. So these are the 5 ways to turn it into it, right? The first one, you want to utilize Talkadot and that framework we talked about, leading people to the survey, utilizing that to follow up with folks, give away a particular gift, give folks access to a digital product that leads them to a paid digital product, merchandise with your brand information on it or that you love, and then books are also a great value. Now, I know that all of these steps might seem a little overwhelming because they all have their own strategies and tools. But I'm excited to say, y'all, like this is something that you can definitely commit to and to do. And if you're willing to commit to at least one of these strategies, go on and put the word commit into the comments, right? Because that's what's really important about today. It's important that you commit to saying, hey, I'm going to find a conference or event, or some of you already have a conference or event coming up. You're going to utilize Talkadot and you're going to follow up with people. You're going to give away something that you really enjoy as far as an affiliate product, right? So say commit and then also share with me which one are you picking, 1 through 5. Which one are you committing to doing so that you can make sure that you grow your business? So now that we have an understanding, right, the 5 strategies to turn free speaking into paid that I would utilize, I want you all to know that there's a great opportunity for you to learn how to establish all of this. And what I consider this, y'all, is your wealthy speaker blueprint. You need to think about it this way. Okay, great. That's good. Congratulations. Think about it this way, y'all. Each of these steps are great, but it's also about having a range of products. So I have a 5-day challenge that I do usually on a monthly basis. And I'm actually going to be hosting it for the last time live next month, April 15th. If you're watching this in the circle and it's past April 15th, then you probably got access to get it, the recordings of this workshop, which is still going to be phenomenal and be great, but we won't be doing it live again. If you want to be there live, this is the time I'm telling you about it. And I'm telling you a little bit about the next steps. At that 5-day challenge, I am going to share with you all how to set up your wealthy speaker roadmap. And that's going to include not just you thinking about how do you deliver and craft one signature talk, which, yes, is super important, but how do you also have an upsell and a downsell? So I want you to think about it this way as you're thinking about joining us at the 5-day challenge. It starts April 15th, tax day, money day, right? So you can have a signature talk, which is great. But like I told you, I have one. And from that, I have a book, I have a documentary. We have so much that we can offer. And the reason we created that is because people have different budgets and different expectations, and that shouldn't be accessible to us at all times. So if someone comes to me and they say, Evolve, we only have $1,000. That's not enough for me to come in and speak in person, but I can give them an opportunity to view my documentary, right? And that's still going to give them a piece of my framework and my signature talk. Or you can think about maybe you would have a recording of you speaking that you could sell for that lower ticket. Think about it that way. Then you want to have an upsell. Let's say someone has a larger budget and they want more than just a signature talk. You can have an opportunity to work with them on a longer scale, whether that's for a few weeks, for a larger event, for a residency, for a larger conference. So you want to have the ability to go up and the ability to come down when it comes to negotiation so that you don't miss out on money, but also you don't have to spend your time speaking and consulting for things that aren't connected to your rate. When you do that, it can feel like it's energetically not a good exchange. And also, what happens is you end up saying yes a lot, and you need to say no more or negotiate more in this business to make the best of it. So, we're going to talk about all of this during the 5-day challenge. Literally, I will go through the framework on what you need to create every day. And there's some folks here who've already been through the 5-day challenge. If you have, and it was great for you, uh, going to put the word love in the comments if you've been through the 5-day challenge and it really helped you. So we're going to do that on April 15th for the last time, right? After that, it's going to be a workshop that you can purchase, but we're not going to be doing it live. So if you want to come, you can head over to speakingforprofit.com/5 day challenge. And that's going to be the perfect way to take a deeper dive into this information. Now, what you'll get out of day one, we always focus on avoiding number one mistakes of getting paid speaking, right? So we talk about what are some of the mistakes that you're making around love. I'm glad you can make it through. What are some of the mistakes that you're making around getting paid to speak? And how do we address some of those so that you don't make them anymore? Day two, we're going to talk about understanding 531, which is our business standards, so that you're set up for success not only during the challenge, but when you leave the challenge. That's what we want for you. We want the most success out of that experience, right? So you have to know what are the business standards, what are the habits and the activities that you should be doing on a daily basis to build this business. Day 3, we're gonna talk about what it takes to go from 0 to 5-figure speaking opportunities. So many of you have been paid to speak, but maybe it's only a few thousand dollars. How do you build out more larger contracts, and what does that look like, and what does that need to include? Is it about your delivery? Is it about your negotiation? And the great thing, y'all, is we will meet with each other for an hour a day, right, during this challenge. But if you have the capacity and if you want to invest in more coaching, I am going to be doing a VIP session after each training to answer your questions. You just got to sign up for the VIP ticket, right? So go over to that link, get signed up. This is going to be a great opportunity for you to expand your business. Day 4 is all about filtering out the people who won't pay you. Anyone who doesn't want to pay you, how do we filter them out? And we have some unique ways of setting up our Calendly or a calendar, depending on what platform you use, so that you are getting on calls with decision makers that actually have the bag and that want to pay you. And then day 5, we put it all together. And that's really when we talk about your wealthy speaker framework. We would have already talked about like your digital product and some of your pricing, but we bring it all together so that you're able to be successful. And we tell you about next steps so that you leave the challenge with an implementation plan. One of the things that sometimes I don't like, y'all, I'm gonna be honest about some 5-day challenges, is people don't leave with information. They just leave being sold to. So don't get me wrong. I'm gonna definitely give you an opportunity to work with me longer if you want to, but I guarantee that you're gonna leave this challenge with enough information to be able to implement and get some things started on your own. But there's always people, right, who want to skip past some of the steps and not do all the grueling work and want some support. So we will tell you about our coaching opportunities, but the challenge will give you enough to get started on your own. So I hope to see you all there. It's going to start April 15th. This will be the last time that we do a live challenge. And these are the best next steps. The other thing, like I spoke to you all about earlier, is that we have a new course dropping, right, in the Speaking for Profit Circle. So if you haven't joined that community yet, please make sure that you go on and do that. Let me see if I have any questions. Someone else saying the challenge was great. I appreciate that. All right, y'all. Any questions before I head out? Any ways that I can support y'all? Okay. Someone's asking me to share the challenge page. The challenge page is right here, y'all. But for folks who might want to see, let me just take y'all over. So when you go on the page, as you can see, 5 days to 5-figure speaking gigs challenge. Here's the countdown. We're starting on April 15th. If you want to sign up, you go down to the bottom. Of course, we have our general mission, which is $97 for the 5 days. But if you know that you want additional support and additional feedback and coaching from me, you're going to join the VIP. You just click it. Once you click it, you fill out your information, you can pay for it, and we will see you there. We'll send you an email on how to get started, and we'll get started together on the 15th. The other great thing is that we also have afterpay. So for folks who need to put their investment into a form of credit, you can utilize Apple Pay for that as well. But someone asked me to share the page, so I hope that that was helpful for you to see and for you to know. Okay, great. Okay, great. Let me see if there's anything else in the chat. I learned so much from the challenge. Yeah, it was a great experience, y'all. It was really great. So, y'all know about the challenge. This is a great thing. Please go on and click on the link. That's the next step. Now, if you're watching this training within the Speaking for Profit circle, because like I said, this will be taken down from public in 24 hours, and we're going to put it as an additional training within the circle. If you're watching this within the circle, I want you to think about, if you haven't already done the 5-day challenge, to do it. Go on and commit to the next step. This course that you're in, right? Crafting your signature talk, the mastery of that is so powerful. But there's nothing like sitting with me and other speakers in a room to get your questions answered. So if you're watching the Signature Talk Mastery course right now and you're thinking to yourself, I really need some support. This course is really helping me, but I have additional questions. The next possible and beautiful step for you to take is to go on and join the 5-day challenge. This is what's going to really help you up level and take your business to the next level. So I really appreciate y'all. Today's training has been rewarding for me. I learn something every day, and I hope that you learn something as well. I will see you all next week. And I look forward to seeing you all at the 5-day challenge that we all have coming up very soon. All right, y'all. Peace.